Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is a psychiatric self-therapeutic multimedia project to solve the problems, challenges, obstacles in our lives, as well as a self-improvement process to reach the highest goals and ambitions that we have set for ourselves, as well as those around us. If you like a brief introduction, a brief summary as to how we break down the Ahn Rho Project into domains of life, sub-series, analogies, so on and so forth, you can check that out on the previous live streams for the past 3.5 years straight to January 2021 and beyond from updated versions. That being said, diving into the second segment today, as usually the second of 3 live streams. Second thing, solve a 5 override, a will to break all the rules, free myself from the system, and get what most urgently done needs done. And last but not least, skip this introduction by about a minute and a half, fast forward about 30 seconds to a minute, and then you get right into content, which is what you see right now. Phase 2 content, lots of stuff, and then my hand down here, obviously in the backdrop of the room, that would be phase 3, physical and tangible stuff, as opposed to the intangible, abstract stuff, like on the side here. So let's take a look at the collage. We have the top left, top right. Let's start off with top left. I believe that's where we're gonna go. We'll cover these things individually, one by one, as the video live stream progresses. But on the right hand side, you see here we have some stuff having to do with playlist that we're creating to update for every 2 weeks or so, as you see in the title. We also have the security camera is in action now. It actually has flashing lights. It's actually on now, so that's great. And then we also have the devices down here having to do a lot with with the area. So this is back to residency and trying to cover post-construction of the room renovation. We're not actually completely finished yet, but this is specifically regions A and B, E and F, corresponding to the office region, the books, and so on and so forth, which is what you see here. So that's what's in this collage, but we will get to that in a moment. Obviously, new playlists, so we have a lot of paperwork here, as well, not paperwork, but digital stuff. So first we'll cover the residency stuff. This is the stuff from previous live streams, maybe 2-3 days, and yesterday as well. This continuation really of the before snapshots compared to right now, the mess that it was compared to what it is right now. We have a little bit of just maybe 1 or 2 having to do with furniture, appliances, and a little bit of university stuff that we missed out. And over here we have the comparison of the security cam with it actually being active as opposed to offline. And then we also have, of course, the playlist up at the very top, covering the new kind of design and name of these this sort of next sub phase of the larger phase, being sea level, breaking ground level, making it out of all that bullshit, all the narcissistic abuse, domestic violence, all that kind of garbage, putting it aside, and now having been to make it to ground level, to sea level. And this is the new playlist here, and we're searching for emojis to represent that. So, alright, with that being said, let's dive right into it. We have a lot of phase 3 stuff here in the backdrop. Obviously, after phase 2 stuff, we're going to cover one by one. We're going to go into phase 3, and it's going to be a big comparison between phase 2 and phase 3 is going to be actually mixed together. We're comparing the before and after snapshots of the room. So let's begin with the, of course, administrative stuff as usual. I should mention very briefly that if we don't get a live stream out later today, there was a little bit of conversation, and there will be more conversation between me and my domestic guardians later on in the day. So this phone here is vital. I can't show you to you right now in terms of the screenshot. There's no screenshot for that. Usually it'd be segment 4 and 5 into relationships and media assets, but we're not going to do that. So we're anticipating a lot of conversation. So let's move over here and move to segment 6 instead. Then phase 2 segment 6, we have some stuff here. I just uploaded the video and almost about like 5-10 minutes in on Insta. You see this stuff here. Basically there was like a view, and that's very rare. I don't expect anybody to watch my stuff, because that's not what it's for. It's meant for me to basically resolve life itself. It's a personal project that if people decide to take a look in, that's great. If they don't, that's fine. So I was surprised to see that there was a view. We have this here on the side. It says Jordan Peterson Society. I was only going to the IGTV app to update the playlist, but that's actually what ended up popping up. I thought that was kind of relevant. I was like, well, clean your room. That's just kind of like basically what I'm kind of doing right now anyways. Kind of more codependent learning. We have some stuff here. So while I was on that app, you can see here, checking out the previous playlist climax, trying to update it. Before it says 53 climax on the left hand side panel. You can see climax right there. It should be 53.1, so I updated that, and I added not just that playlist but also checkpoint, and later on 54.2 will be sea level and ground. It's a metaphor, it's an analogy for basically what I'm experiencing in life itself after 3 decades of turmoil. Over here on the left hand side, checkpoint once again, putting in the description and so on and so forth. We're going to jump over to the side now and say, okay, we upload it over to Dropbox, right? We compare that. And again, I should mention that this task needs to be updated a little bit. There's something that I forgot that's really, really important on this side here. Somewhere down here below, I missed the fact that I had to go to a Walmart and saw a machine that copies keys. So right here we have one of these here, these keys. One of these keys here needs, for example, this one would be one of these we had to copy for the keys for the residency. You know, think of entering the household for the landlord or tenant. So I had to make a copy of that, and that's basically supposed to be in here. I didn't take note of that. I had to enter that into Dropbox later on today. So in case I forget, I'll have an idea of what I need to do. But most likely, if it's right here, I can also remember anyways in region A6 or so on. But moving on, we have once again we're going back to the playlist here. Checkered flag emoji. I was thinking, what should I use for checkpoint milestone? That's a new playlist. And I said, okay, well then maybe that the checkered flag is a good one because I can't use the checkpoint. The check is already, the check emoji is already taken by one of my other playlists, which was basic decontamination. That was almost a year ago, maybe a year and a half even. Okay, back on track here. So I'm on my channel on YouTube, and as I'm trying to update the playlist here, you can see that I'm swapping some videos. So there's a lot of behind the scenes management of the project today, administrative stuff, social media stuff. What here we have sunrise emojis searching up for the sea level playlist because we're breaking ground even. Desert island emoji right here as well. Kind of just trying to find things that resemble sea level, climbing out of the analogy of a Mariana's Trench of suicidal depression, of financial ruin, of chronic disease, of narcissistic abuse, of domestic violence, all that kind of garbage plaguing the first 3 decades of my life. Finally to fight through all that and finally breaking even now. At least I'm not in the depth. I might be broke homeless, but it's better than, right? You get the analogy. It's like I've broken past that negative onto at least a 0 point, and now we're going to try and aim for something positive. So we have this, again, you see the two playlists here, created sea level 54.2 and 54.1, checkpoint milestone ground level, ground zero. We also have to do some financing, so as per you see in the title, it does say in this live stream title, which of course, like I said, if you take a look at the title, it does say something along the lines of checkpoint series continue or something like that. Ground level, I believe, sea level, ground zero, and at the backdrop it says some miscellaneous stuff such as, annual, biweekly BS, so some bullshit that we have to take care of. And what is that bullshit? Well, first of all, we have this annual thing here. So business meeting with a partner, had to upload that receipt like I mentioned. I showcased it, what's on this table, it's gone now, it's like some here region A5 or whatever, A6, A7. Uploading over there laptop device receipts as well as updating the file names for that. Basically some things I need for income tax returns. So I've marked it as done now, October 3rd. I've marked down the receipts for the gifts that I purchased for business partner as well as the storage devices. Well done. 1, 2, kick that off the can. We also scroll back down here, and now we see a little bit something of a leftover remnant of the previous live stream, University of Waterloo Engineering Ideas Clinic. So EV3 right here, this is something from like 2 live streams ago yesterday morning, and it has to do with the Ideas Clinic Engineering department in University of Waterloo, my alma mater. So basically over there I forgot to mention that this is one of those photographs associated with that, but you can check that on Instagram. It's not my stuff. Copyright notice, not my photograph. Alright, so that's that, and since we're done all that kind of administrative stuff, let's continue from where we left off. Previous live stream right this morning, maybe a couple like 4 hours ago. Let's stand up here for a second. So I'm gonna get up, right? So this is like phase, this is region. Let's do an introduction. Region A, right, 1 through 9. Region B, 1 through 4, and 4 through 7 over there, or 9. Regions E, F and E. E 1 through 7, F 1 through 9, C, region C 1 through to 8, I believe, and region D, a massive region D 1, 2, 3, 4, should be divided into some components because a lot of stuff is thrown away though for donation. Books to be donated in region B, 4 through 7, 5 through 7, and then over here clothing to be donated in region D4. So I don't really have a lot of subdivisions yet. And of course, region G here has a bed now, has an interesting G1 through 4. There's some stuff here at the bottom. So we're going to get through all that. So that's a basic introduction. There should be some stuff on the walls, of course, plastered on the walls, and as well as the security cams will be newly installed. But obviously, that is, we don't have regions for those. We can just sort of associate them with the nearest location. So what I'm going to do now is I'll pull back up, like I said, that security cam thing. So this is when it was off, and now I want to showcase it when it's on. So what I'm going to do is just going to show you a photograph right here on the side panel. Big difference, right? The glowing red, and you can see it on phase 3 behind me in the wall in the very backdrop, physical form on the ceiling roof right there. I showcased some more of it right here. It looks really nice, and we go on the left hand side. You can see at the very top. Hey, what's up? I didn't see you guys. Yeah, so there's 1 cam, 2 cams, 3 cams. So we have these security cams going in region C up at the closet. We're 1 and 2 right here, and you can see once again having installed the electronics and the batteries and so on and so forth that are necessary for keeping it on. It's a big difference from what it was before. Over here at the very top, again region C1, 2 at the very top over here, you have it running now. Now I had to take the batteries off and the electronics off, the components off of the one that actually is the motion sensing device instead. So you know, it was over here and now it's not. So that's going to be inactive. We need to get some, you know, batteries installations for that one later on in the day if we get a chance. So that's the camera and the photographs for that. So back to, once again, this is the motion sensor device. It's no longer active. I've used it instead to install the security cams. Okay, so here is region A 1 through 7, well, more like region A 5 through 9 on top of the table. By the way, yeah, what's up? Diggs, by the way. I didn't see that. That's really cool. That's nice to see somebody here who's showed up. Just want to showcase again, once again, we're back onto region A 5 to 7. So it's a big difference here now. It's much more clean. We intend, like I said, putting one laptop here as well as a sort of like a graphics device tablet down here if we get the chance. It's a lot of installation that I don't anticipate myself getting this done until 3 months down the road. So for now, let's just showcase what it was looking like beforehand. So here, this is the desktop maybe about 2-3 days ago. The tabletop, it was a big mess. You can see here the device security cams at the backdrop, which are now installed over there, C1, C4, but they were here in region A. We have all these garbage Usana bottles, right, the supplement bottles, and a lot of other stuff, such as scissors and so on and so forth, that don't make sense. So a lot of this stuff is recyclable. We're tossing it away now. So that's now in region D1. Back on track, we only have about a minute and a half, so I have to kind of breeze through this kind of stuff. Also the envelopes and the mail and the finances, all that kind of stuff like that, office administrative papers, all that kind of garbage, right, that I've already scanned. I need to put it away. I didn't file it away. It's all over here, big mess. Now you can see it's really clean and nice now. That's exactly how it should be, so that I'm not cluttered up. And then we have some heaters here. Okay, here's the heater one. This is a big one. This is a big point. This is a class 2 item belonging to Domestic Guardians. I need to get rid of this one because this is not mine. I need to get a bigger heater for myself. So I'll move this over to my Domestic Guardians room. Again, 4 different tenants inside this room plus the landlord. Move it over to them, back to them. And this bag here, by the way, so there's a photograph of that. Like I said, this one here, the bag, this bag should be moved over here with this big mess, which we're going to clean up. Okay, we will clean up the mess over here later on as we mop and sweep and everything. So that's kind of the home kind of renovation, kind of sanitation sort of chores. Just call it chores, you know. What am I trying to say? Stupid. On this side here we have the bottles. Big mess again. Once again, a lot of this stuff was recyclable. A lot of it was not sorted out in the garbage. It's all gone out inside that box also with the stuff that actually makes sense, electronics and so on and so forth. Here again, the mess that I had to sort out, but we're gonna get that done most likely later on in the day. The laundry stuff, like the luggage bag there too for the groceries belong here, as well as equipment. We have about 30 seconds left, so I'm gonna breeze through everything. And then of course the laundry basket here too is now finally emptied. So okay, we have 20 seconds. So here's what it looks like now, right? Here's the laptop is clean, so on and so forth, and the desk. Oh shoot, it's like everything's small photographs of what's going on here. So everything now is finally in. Okay, what's going on? It's like tiny photographs. Oh yeah, but we're done now. Okay, we can get rid of these photographs. We'll continue later on today because there's still more stuff to capture. But in terms of home renovation, we're pretty much done. It'll be like food and new appliances.